Yeah, man, what's really good? It's your boy, Give It Up 100. Yo, with the summertime coming up in a few months, you gotta ask yourself, when was the last summer? When was the last summertime that I truly enjoyed, man? You gotta ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? With the music that was being produced and put out, rap music, R&B music, reggae music, and whatever else you might like. You gotta ask yourself, like, when was the last summer that everything was just being put together so good with good substance for the public to enjoy and to mark memorable? It's been a long time for me personally myself. I would say the last summer that I actually enjoyed, y'all might laugh at me when I say this, but the last summer that I actually enjoyed was probably back in 2002. 2002. It's 2024, so obviously it's 22 years ago. But I'm being real. That's probably the last summer that I utterly enjoyed, like the whole 3 months of the summer. You know what I'm saying? I was 16 years old back then. I was still in high school, and I remember that summer very, very distinctively. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. While the summer was happening, I knew it was a great summer. Like, I knew it was a special summer because I don't know how I knew. I enjoyed that summer while it lasted. You know what I'm saying? So after the fact, years later, of course I was gonna always reminisce back on that summer because I knew that summer was some other shit. Can you remember the last summer that you truly enjoyed, man? Seriously? You know what I mean? Every summer is the same shit pretty much. You're gonna pull up at some cookout, you're probably gonna go somewhere, you're gonna be outside mostly and shit like that. Block parties maybe, depending on where you live at. But can you remember the last summertime that you just truly enjoyed? Like, you didn't want it to end? For me, it's 02. And I'm gonna show y'all why 02 was a great summertime. Even though it's factual that Give It Up 100 don't give a damn about rap music right now and rappers right now and even music in general right now. Back when I was 16 years old in 02, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. I was loving the music. I was one of the main niggas around, like, wanted to be, in the music industry because I was writing a lot of music back then, and I felt like my music was good enough for somebody to work with and make me famous back then. I really wanted to be famous. I thought I was gonna be famous in 02. And you know what I mean? So much inspiration was coming out. The music, the feel of the music. Look at the music videos that was coming out, my nigga. You know what I mean? You had like Angie Martinez. She's not even a rapper that really dropped a lot of music like that, but she was out in 02. She dropped this single, If I Could Go, Lil Mo, Sicario, you know what I'm saying? Real big, good summertime rap shit. I was fucking with that. I love the beat. I love Lil Mo on it, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, Ashanti dropped that year, you know what I mean? The legendary, I don't know if y'all want to call her legendary at this point, but the legendary Ashanti came out in 02. First single was Foolish. Second single was Happy. And Happy was one of them songs that kind of stapled that summertime, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see the video or hear the song, I just remember 2002. It was just one of them songs that I just bring up that year. It was so much things about that year that song kind of represent and, make me remember. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule and Murder Inc., not Irv Gotti. Ja Rule and Murder Inc. was dominating in the year 2002. That was the year, coincidentally, before 50 Cent came out and kind of crashed Ja Rule's career. But forget 50 right now. We're highlighting 02. So we're going to highlight Ja and Murder Inc., Ashanti, and everything they was doing over there, man. Like, everything was coming out was like soul food for that summertime. You know what I'm saying? You loved it. You embraced it wholeheartedly, and you didn't want it to end, man. Like, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Big Timers was out. Cash Money was out. They've been out since... They've been doing their shit. They were dominating since 99, 98. In 2002, Lil Wayne, Cash Money, they were still doing their fucking thing. So definitely, I was fucking with Cash Money, and they was my favorite clique back then. As far as a rap clique, they was my favorite back then. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember, man, like Lil Wayne was like so appealing. He really was the nigga that I wanted to be back then. You know what I'm saying? When I was trying to be like niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, in my young teenage years, he was that nigga that I really wanted to be like. Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Cash Money just had all the flavors and all of the appeal going on. You know what I'm saying? It was so much shit that was coming out, my nigga. Like Brandy, you know what I'm saying? What About Us? One of my favorite songs of all fucking time. Produced by Rodney Jerkins. The great Rodney Jerkins, man. The nigga that just got so much hits under his belt. So much R&B hits. So much R&B and hip-hop hits under his belt. A nigga that just know how to, you know, back then in the 90s, know how to produce R&B and rap hits. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget Bow Wow. You know what I mean? Bow Wow was out, putting out a few shit. He had the movie Like Mike out. He had the soundtrack, Basketball. Then he had Take You Home and all that. Bow Wow had a very high appeal on people back then. I mean, y'all want to clown him now, but Bow Wow was the shit in '02. You know what I'm saying? Noriega, nothing. With the Neptune was dropping so much fire back then. Early 2000s, the Neptunes kind of ran the early 2000s, you know what I mean, with production. You know what I mean? I mean, so much shit for Jay-Z, so much shit for Noriega. They did shit for Britney Spears. It was just really on top of their game back then, man. And you know what I mean? You know what Neptune beats when you hear it, man. Like, I personally say the 2000s wouldn't be the same without the Neptunes. Seriously, the way I say music videos ain't the same without Hype Williams. I don't think '02 is the same without the Neptunes, but their production and the songs they came out with. You know what I'm saying? A-Marie made her debut that year. Why Don't We Fall in Love? That was our first song. Loved it. Love her. Love the song. Love the video. It was a summertime video. It was very much New York summer. A lot of basketball. A lot of chicks walking around. A lot of, you know, niggas chilling out in the park and, you know, on the benches and shit like that. That's literally summertime shit right there. This is before the internet, so people was outside. People was not looking down on a phone or anything like that. People was just loving life and loving each other and enjoying each other. You know what I'm saying? Mario came out that year. Mario, he had the song Just a Friend. Obviously, he was a sample from Biz Markie, rest in peace, Just a Friend. Mario did an R&B version of it. Absolutely killed it in the reverse. Killed that song. I didn't even know it was a sample. I found out years after, but you know what I'm saying? Mario definitely did his thing. For that to be his first single, he definitely put it down, like definitely to stamp himself in the R&B game. And you know, Mario's a great R&B singer. Let Me Love You is one of my favorite shit. That's one of the greatest. I think that's one of the greatest R&B songs ever. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Mario. But he started in '02. And then Nelly, definitely. Hot in Here. You know, Nelly came out 2000, Country Grammar, you know what I mean? But in '02, Nelly was, you couldn't get no hotter than Nelly, man. No pun intended, man. Hot in Here was the hottest song that year. You know what I mean? Nelly was just cooking and couldn't do no wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta fuck with Nelly. And then shout out to Aaliyah. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. Shout out to Aaliyah. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. More Than a Woman came out '02. Early '02. I remember that when I was in high school. After she passed, you know, they were dropping a couple songs after she passed. This was clearly after she passed away. This song came out. And, you know, I was loving it. You know what I mean? Just like I was loving everything else Aaliyah was doing. I felt like this definitely was a big single, a good single for Aaliyah to continue her, you know, rising R&B career. You know what I'm saying? And, it's a tragedy what happened to her in '01, man. August '01. But shout out to Aaliyah, rest in peace to her, man. Definitely. I just think '02 was just putting out so much fucking classic ass songs, my nigga. Like, seriously. It was just so much shit coming out that you just couldn't deny the goodness of music back then, man. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, R. Kelly did Best of Both Worlds. That was one of the most underrated rap CDs of all time. because at some point they both started to abandon that album because they had issues with each other. Okay, so they abandoned it, so obviously the promotion stopped and the sales stopped. But Best of Both Worlds, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, one of the best albums ever. I bought that album a few times because I kept losing it, and I buy it again. And I got it for my birthday. My sister gave me that CD for my birthday because she knew how much I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then R&B, you know what I'm saying? R&B was really good in 02. Avant, Tweet, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Vivian Green, a one-time artist that she's not a one-hit wonder, but she was kind of like a one-year artist type of deal. We didn't see her after the year 2002. She came out with the song Emotional Roller Coaster. Definitely a big-ass hit, like one of my favorite songs ever. I wanted to hear a lot more from her, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't get to hear that much after. She had a single after this. I don't think it was that big like this one was, you know what I'm saying? Like, her year was definitely 02. You know what I'm saying? 02, my nigga, like, I don't even want to go no further, man. 02 was a great, great, great year for music, my nigga, and a great year for the summertime. A great summer. 02 was a great summer and a great year for music, my nigga.